This is Liam from Headclash MMA here with recent signee at the UFC, Mario Pinto. First off, how's life going?
It's going the same as always, Leo, man. Nothing new, still training. Eat, sleep, and repeat.
Yeah, same as when you were a contender. Before you signed the contenders. But yeah,
Exactly the same.
so you got signed at the UFC after you winning the contender series. How soon do you think we can see you win the UFC?
Probably in the new year, to be honest. I was trying to get in earlier, but the UFC, they make bookings from early, man. Like, unless you get a lucky pullout and someone needs a replacement. Because I think there was, but I got turned down a couple of weeks ago. But hopefully in the new year, I was trying to get on UFC London, but
Yeah, that's what I
unfortunately,
was about to ask you.
the card's fully booked, unfortunately.
Fully booked.
That's what I've been told, but you never know. It might pop up.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, I'll be
So
really.
now that you're signed at the UFC, who are some potential opponents that you're looking at?
Definitely the Taffa brothers. Taffa brothers is another heavyweight. Talison, he was on the contenders as well. Sorry, Carter, he's another contender I'd want to compete with.
Yeah. I'm from Newcastle and we've got a lad up the north called Mick Parkin. Are you aware of him?
Yeah, of course I know Mick, but Mick's high up in the rankings, man. So I don't think they'd give me someone like that straight away.
Yeah. Well, what are your
I think
thoughts on him?
he's in the top 15 now. I think Mick's good, man. Like he's got good fundamentals, which a lot of heavyweights don't have. He's not the most exciting, but he does things properly, you know.
Yeah.
And what's special about Mick is he knows how to win. Like
Yeah.
when I mean that, like a lot of heavyweights can knock you out. They're dangerous, but some of them don't know how to win. Mick knows how to win because he's won on decision, you know, and that's someone who knows how to win, who knows how to get points, and that's sometimes a problem.
Yeah. I noticed that in the Mo Usman fight. How far do you think he can go?
Who Mick?
Yeah.
I
Because
think he
obviously
can
his training
probably,
partners
oh,
with Tom,
definitely,
isn't he?
yeah. After maybe one or two fights, he might fight for the title, and I don't know how that's gonna go. I don't know what the deal is with
Yeah.
them two because now they're training together. But I'm like, Mick's getting close, you know, and the heavyweight pool's not big.
Yeah. Do you think he gets through Tybura?
That is a tough fight. Tyrell is good, and he's coming off a win as well. But you know, to be fair, I'd want Mick to win because it's just good for British MMA
Yeah.
and like for the Europe. I mean, they're both from Europe, but it'll be good for bring more awareness to London or to England.
Yeah. And the final boss of the UFC heavyweight is Tom Aspinall, who your
Yeah,
coach famously beat with the heel hook.
yeah.
Do you think that Tom has any holes that we're unaware of or that we haven't seen yet?
I think all fighters have holes, but you know, the everyone keeps saying they want to see Tom in the later rounds. Like he's said many times, like you got to get him there first. And he might not have many holes because Tom hasn't had any wars. You know, he's still fresh, and
Yeah. I mean,
you know he hasn't taken too much damage from fights. So he might surprise everyone. You take him to the later rounds, he might do even better.
yeah.
Apart from back in the day, you know, he's gone past the first round back in the day, but a lot's changed. You know, he's a different fighter. He's 100% in. But we'll soon to find out. You know, I feel like the issue a lot of people try to do is they try to stand with him. Like I know easier said than done, but they try to outbox him. You know, and I feel like everyone's talking about the potential fight with Jones. I feel like Jones would make much smarter decisions.
If you were to fight Tom, how would you approach him?
Definitely wouldn't strike with him. I'd mix it up, run away for the first round, maybe. I'll accept losing the first round.
Yeah. Like I
Yeah,
watched you fight that massive lad, I think he's called like Benjamin Sehik.
yeah,
Is that how you
yeah.
say it? And it looked
Bosnian
like,
Dragon.
yeah, it looked like you were about to be out the fight from the knee, but like 10 seconds later, you're on top of him and it's a jiu-jitsu match.
Yeah,
Like,
you
how
gotta
do you
mix
stay,
it up.
yeah, how do you stay calm like when you take damage like that?
You just I don't know. Just I did a tournament. You know, I've had a lot of cage time, which is I'm very grateful for. But in those moments, you can be calm because I knew if I scramble too quick, he's a grappler. You know, and like if you scramble and you're leaving limbs all over the place, he's gonna take that. Heel hook is his specialty. So I said, let me stay calm. And you gotta remember, it's MMA. The rules are different. You know, I can do little things. I don't have to worry about like him scoring advantage or getting points. I just have to be negative, pin the wrist, and I knew he was gonna tire out. Especially like he was on some rocket fuel for that fight. You know, he doesn't look the
Yeah,
same.
he was fucking
Yeah,
huge.
yeah, man. Like you know, like when you hit someone, I'd hit him, and I was like, oh, like you feel this guy feels like a brick house. He felt like Yoel, which everyone talks about. So I was
Yeah,
just like, I will let him tire himself out. But he was still dangerous, you know. He was
yeah.
close to getting me out of there, but he didn't.
Yeah, it was bizarre seeing like a man that fucking massive butt scooting towards you at the end of the
Yeah.
round.
And I've never had someone actually chase me, like full on chase me like a berserker. It's horrible.
Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of steroid usage on the regional scene as well. Like
Oh,
when you see
100%.
people from the regionals and then they come over at like the UFC, they downsize so much.
Oh yeah, like you should see him now. Like when he's fought in Aries. He does not look like the same person. Like he's literally deflated. And obviously though, like I'm not happy with it. But I'm like, they're not gonna really drug test in these regional shows. But I think that's why they'll struggle with the transition to go to the big shows. Or it gives them a false sense of confidence, like being on the gear, and then when they go fight, and then like he's still lost, you know,
Yeah, but
even
also
though
like speaks to how good you are when you're like getting
yeah,
outsized like that and you're still
yeah,
getting through the adversity. But it's like
yeah.
heavyweight's evolved a lot since we started watching it. Like I'm assuming you've watched the fights from all the way back to
Oh
like
yeah, of
Pride by
course.
now.
Yeah, yeah,
It's becoming more like MMA because like heavyweight wasn't that evolved as like the lower weight classes. Now we
yeah,
have like the new breeds of heavyweights. So how do you
yeah.
find being a new breed of heavyweight in the UK and like trying to get training partners your size and stuff?
I've been fortunate though. I've got like a few big boys in my gym, like my main training partner, Shah Kamali and Stuart Austin. Stuart's also my coach, which helps a lot. And now we're smart, man. We don't abuse it. We're not trying to kill each other in the gym because you know if you're heavyweights already, I don't need my training partners who are big just to give me like big things to the head. You know, there's nothing good comes from that. I don't need to get injured, and like you're constantly there for each other because there's not a lot of big guys. Like when you go to every MMA gym, there's like 20 lighter guys, you know, like in the weight divisions. But it's been when you can get big guys to the gym, you have to look after them. And like it's not like oh, if a big guy comes, all right, we got to tear them apart. We got to look after them and see how they can add value to the gym and to the team.
Yeah, we've got like two at our gym. One's like one of my best pals, and obviously like people try to prove a point against them. So like obviously the smaller guys, they like hit him a lot harder, thinking that you can just go like 100% against him because he's like
Uh,
50 pounds heavier. And
there's
then
always that.
we have like a guy that's like 250 pounds as well. And like whenever
Yeah,
it's sparring day, you see people look away from him and they don't want to
yeah.
spar with him. So it's
People
not
think
good.
a lot of the time, like heavyweights, like just because they're lighter, they think we don't feel pain. You can still hurt my eye. You can give me damage. Like just don't abuse it, you know. Because sometimes, like if you got a light heavyweight or middleweight, you can still train with them, but you just gotta respect. Like don't abuse. Like if they're hitting you, you can't just stand there and let them hit you. Like you gotta act as if they're heavyweight hitting you, and respect the punching power and move. And for example, if they take you down, don't just like stand back up like using your strength. Like use technique and treat it as if it is a heavyweight bolting you down. You know.
Yeah. So the contender series fight against Lucas Camacho, you had the short left hook and he looked possessed. So did you know going in it was going to look that? Did you know going in you were going to make it look that easy?
Nah, I mean, I I was aware of how he lunges in, especially with he got very awkward striking. But I knew like if he lunges in with that right hand, like I was gonna be able to get the check hook. That's why I had such a high guard, and I was just like waiting for him to step into it. But it was a bittersweet of a win, you know. I trained a lot for that fight, and I wanted to showcase more, you know, show more of what I'm doing because like I get like I won the way I did, and I'm happy. I came out uninjured. I was very lucky because I saw everyone else in the back, and some of them had some battle scars. But I wanted to showcase more of my skill, especially like when Dana's watching and the matchmakers. You
Yeah.
know, you want to leave a good impression, especially the public, the amount of people that are watching contenders. But it's all right.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of Strickland versus Pereira. It was a similar time as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, yeah. Pereira was there as well when he watched the fight.
Well, Pereira was there.
Yeah, he was there watching the fight live. Yeah, I met him after backstage.
What's he like?
Yeah, he was cool, man. He's just like he just had a war with Khalil Roundtree, so I feel like he was a bit tired.
Oh, I love that fight. That was a mad
Yeah,
fight though. I think he did come in
yeah,
compromise.
yeah. It was the Saturday. He fought on the Saturday, and then he was there on the Tuesday to watch our fight.
That's mad.
Yeah,
Yeah, so what would you say that your fundamentals are? Because if I had to guess, I would say it's boxing is your base.
yeah. You could say that like boxing, but for me, I always say my base is MMA. Like, but definitely, I definitely started with boxing.
So was that the first martial art you picked up?
Yeah, probably the first. Then I did boxing, then a bit of karate.
How old were you then?
I started boxing at like 13, and then I like did a bit of karate at 14. Then I was jumping back and forth, and then I did MMA at 17.
So did you do any amateur boxing or karate?
I did like I was training. This is like a couple white collars of boxing, but mainly I was just doing like a lot of gym spars to be honest, bouncing
Yeah.
around, learning.
So if you weren't fighting, where do you think you'd be right now?
Well, I would know. Definitely working in sport for sure. Working in sport or working in film.
Film. You like
Film,
film?
yeah, yeah.
What's your favorite film?
I got too many, man. That's a hard question.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So I just want to end out with some UFC related questions, seeing as like you've just signed. So what fights are you looking forward to in the UFC?
What are the ones coming up?
Yeah.
Definitely excited for Islam and Sarukian. I'm excited for that.
How do you think that goes?
I think it's gonna be like a. Their first one was very technical, lots of scrambles. I think this time as well, it's gonna be super technical. Like they're so good, both of them. But I feel like Sarukian might struggle because Islam's quite big.
Yeah, that's what I thought as well. Like it's
Yeah,
gonna be the size that wins Islam the fight.
yeah. But after what he did, like with Charles Oliveira, like he's gained a lot of cage time. But I still feel like Islam might have that slight edge. But I'm not saying it's a guaranteed win for Islam. So I'd like
Yeah.
to see Sarukian maybe. It keeps the division exciting. If he can get the win.
Yeah. So who's your favorite UFC fighter right now as well?
Right now, I'm gonna say Islam,
Islam.
Islam or Islam. I like Islam. I like Volk. I like fighters that do everything that are well rounded. I don't want to say Jones because he is the goat, but I don't like to include Jones. But I like fighters that can who mix it up, who do everything.
Yeah.
I'll say right now probably Islam.
How do you think Bilal versus Shavkat's gonna go?
I think that's a good fight. I think Shafkat can get the win, but he gets hit a lot.
Yeah.
But I feel like his size is a big thing. I feel like Bilal's underrated.
Same.
And but he
Yeah.
is getting older though. He
Yeah.
beat Leon at 36. But to be fair, yeah, he beat Leon at 36. He might
Watching
be getting
Leon.
into his prime now.
Yeah, it's mad. I watched Leon get fucking dropped on his head in Manchester live.
Yeah, when he got spiked, that was weird. I was annoyed with the timings they did. I just don't know why they did that for UK fighters. Like, why would you do that?
Yeah, we go out the arena at like 5 in the morning.
Yeah, I
Like,
feel
I
like because
think,
that can mess with your performance. Like it can like you have to adjust, especially like if you're gonna go into 5 rounds.
yeah.
Yeah,
So the last thing I want to ask you as well is about the GFL that Stuart signed to. What are your
yeah,
thoughts on the GFL? Because we're going to be seeing like a lot of the fighters that we watch going into the GFL now who've recently retired,
yeah,
coming out of retirement to fight.
yeah. I
I think it's
don't.
a good idea.
I think it's exciting. It's definitely like another. I'm always for other organizations like giving fighters an opportunity to compete and to get paid. I'm always excited for that. I'm just worried. I don't think everyone that they've signed is going to compete because
Yeah.
they've signed a lot of veterans. I'm like they haven't fought for a while.
Yeah.
But still, though, it's good to bring back some exciting fights, bring back some old fights, and it's a chance as well for people to compete. So it's going to be exciting. We're going to see how it plays out. I like the idea they're doing, like they're doing teams and people representing their countries. So that's new.
Yeah, it'll be really good. I'm excited to
Yeah,
watch it as well. I watched an Ariel Hawani video on it. But yeah, thank you for your time, mate.
no
Anyways,
problem, Liam, man. I
yeah,
appreciate it.
I appreciate you coming on, mate.
Yeah,
Thank you.
of course, man.
This is Liam from Headclash MMA and Mario Pinto. Like, comment, subscribe, interact with whatever platform this is on, and I'll see you later, mate. Thank you, Mario.
Yeah, peace.